Today, I want to talk about something we all carry within us, something more potent than raw intellect, more enduring than charm, and more transformative than talent. It's called emotional intelligence. Not everyone talks about it, but those who master it, those who truly understand it, not only lead others but they also lead themselves. We live in an age where success is often measured by how much we know, how much we earn, how many accolades we collect. But knowledge without understanding, power without empathy, and ambition without compassion are hollow victories. Emotional intelligence is what gives our intellect depth. It is the bridge between head and heart. And it is what allows us not just to survive, but to thrive, to connect, and to leave a legacy that touches lives. Let's begin by understanding what emotional intelligence truly is. It's not about suppressing our emotions or pretending we're always in control. It's not about being soft or sentimental. Emotional intelligence is about awareness of our emotions, awareness of the emotions of others, and the ability to manage those emotions in a way that fosters growth, harmony, and purpose. It is made up of 5 core elements: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. When you understand yourself, when you can pause in the heat of the moment and choose your response, when you can walk into a room and feel what others are feeling, you have power, real power. 1. Self-awareness, the courage to look within. Let's talk about self-awareness. It's the foundation of all emotional intelligence. It takes courage to look inward. To ask ourselves, why did I react that way? What am I feeling right now, and what does that feeling mean? Many people avoid these questions because they are uncomfortable. But here's the truth, growth begins at the edge of discomfort. When we become aware of our emotional triggers, our strengths, our blind spots, we stop being prisoners of our past. We stop living on autopilot. Self-awareness brings clarity, and with clarity comes the power to change. It's not easy, but it is necessary. Because you can't manage what you don't understand. 2. Self-regulation, the power of the pause. The second pillar is self-regulation. This is the ability to pause, to breathe when you want to explode, to stay calm when the world is chaotic, to hold back that sharp comment when your ego is bruised. In a world that often glorifies instant reactions, emotional intelligence teaches us the power of the pause. The pause is where wisdom lives. The pause is what separates a reaction from a response. Self-regulation isn't about suppressing your feelings, it's about understanding them, processing them, and choosing a response that aligns with your values. When you can master this, you become someone others can rely on. Someone who leads not through fear, but through trust. 3. Motivation, the fire that burns from within. The third aspect is motivation. Not the kind that comes from rewards or recognition, but the inner fire, the drive to keep going when no one is watching. The discipline to stay focused, the resilience to bounce back from failure, the grit to keep pushing forward even when the odds are against you. People with high emotional intelligence are motivated not by ego but by purpose. They are fueled by meaning. They know why they do what they do, and that why keeps them moving. In the face of setbacks, they don't give up, they rise. Not because it's easy, but because they have chosen to connect their efforts to something bigger than themselves. 4. Empathy, the heart of connection. Now let's speak of empathy, perhaps the most profound and human of all the traits. Empathy is not about agreeing with everyone. It's not about fixing everything. Empathy is about being present. It's about listening, not to respond, but to understand. It's about seeing people, not just for what they say, but for what they feel. In a world that moves fast, where screens separate us, and noise surrounds us, empathy is the quiet voice that says, I see you. I hear you. You matter. And when people feel seen, when they feel safe, they open up. They trust. And that is where real connection begins. Whether you're a leader, a parent, a partner, or a friend, empathy is what will make your impact lasting. 5. Social skills, the art of relationships. The final piece is social skill, the ability to build relationships, to inspire, to influence, to collaborate. Emotional intelligence gives us the tools to navigate conflict with grace, to speak with authenticity, and to lead with humility. Great leaders are not those who demand obedience, they are those who earn respect. And they do this through emotional intelligence. They create spaces where people feel heard. They build cultures where people feel valued. They have the courage to have hard conversations and the wisdom to do it with compassion. Why emotional intelligence matters now more than ever. We are living in a time of unprecedented change, technological, social, environmental. The world is connected, yet people feel isolated. Information is abundant, yet wisdom feels rare. In such a time, emotional intelligence is not just a soft skill, it is a superpower. It's what will separate good leaders from great ones. It's what will allow us to heal relationships, bridge divides, and build communities rooted in respect and understanding. Think about the people who have left a mark on your life. The teachers, the mentors, the friends who lifted you up. Chances are, they didn't just impress you with what they knew, they moved you with how they made you feel. That is emotional intelligence in action. So I ask you, what would happen if we all committed to building our emotional intelligence? What if we paused before judging? What if we listened before responding? What if we sought to understand before being understood? Imagine the workplaces, the families, the societies we could build. But it begins with each of us. Emotional intelligence is not something you were born with. It is a choice, a practice, a muscle you build one moment at a time. Every time you pause instead of reacting, every time you apologize instead of defending, every time you sit with someone in their pain instead of trying to fix it. You are growing. You are becoming not just smarter, but wiser. In conclusion, so here is my message to you. Don't underestimate the power within you. You don't need to be the loudest voice in the room. You don't need to have all the answers. You simply need to be awake, to yourself, to others, and to the emotions that guide every human interaction. Emotional intelligence is not just about leading others, it's about leading yourself with integrity, awareness, and compassion. And when you do that, the world changes, first within you, then around you. Because the most powerful force on this planet is not brute strength. It is not intellect alone. It is the human spirit, guided by the heart, anchored in understanding. So stand tall, listen deeply, feel fully, and live bravely. Thank you.